When things become part of your routine, it becomes a habit. And guess what? That's called discipline, right? That's called self-discipline. Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of It Takes Grit with your host, Rebecca Louise. Oh my goodness, I am fired up for today's episode because we are talking about how to build that self-discipline when it comes to fitness and nutrition. Raise your hand or just, give yourself a little nod if you have ever found it challenging to really build that discipline. Well, I'm going to give you all of the keys and the secrets and the tools today throughout this very quick podcast to help you break through any of those barriers and really set that discipline intact. But first of all, we know that if we really want to make something happen, if we really want change, we have to do something called what? It's called full immersion. And that's exactly why we created the 4-week inner transformation program. And I am so excited because we have our next one coming up in May 2021. We get started on the 3rd of May and it's going to be unbelievable. If you have never done this before, you need to get yourself started on this program. We only do it 3 times a year, and it makes such a difference to people's lives. I mean, people have broken through so many barriers, doing new jobs that they never thought that they was possible to do, getting through anxiety, stop biting their nails after 40 years. I mean, you name it, absolutely everything that you want to happen in your life is within those 4 weeks. We have people doing it for the 3rd time already, and we've only had 3. So that just goes to show how much the Inner Transformation program really does make a difference in your life. So if you are ready to break through your barriers and you're ready to crush your goals, whatever they might be, in fitness, nutrition, business, personal, relationships, money, all of the things, get started. Head on over to RebeccaLouiseCoaching.com and we will get you started and enrolled in the 4-week Inner Transformation program. Okay, so let's get into the real gritty part of this podcast. How to build self-discipline when it comes to food and exercise. I'm going to give you a couple of points that have really helped me. I'm excited to help you guys as well because once you have discipline, you get more motivated. In fact, you don't even need the motivation. It just becomes a habit. How would you feel if you could have that discipline inside of you every day? Apart from a few couple of days, it's okay to slip up once in a while, to wake up, do your workout, eat healthy, do your business, whatever it is that you needed, you could actually create that so you don't have to get motivated. It's just this discipline inside of you. So what is the secret? What is the secret of getting disciplined? Well, I think the secret comes from a routine. When we're in a routine, our fitness and nutrition can just be, right? If we are so like, oh my goodness, we're here, we're all over the place, we have got no structure, we've got no routine, and what happens is we fall out of that habit, right? If we don't have things planned. So first thing that you get to do is create a routine. And this is my real secret. The routine doesn't have to be the same every single day. If you have got a variation of things that happen in your life, or you've got to take, kids to school here, or you have this club that you join here, or this training, it's okay to be flexible. How you can look at your whole month and create the routine can be done just like that. It doesn't have to be the same thing every single day. Maybe Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, you go and work out at this time. Maybe on Tuesdays and Saturdays and Sundays, you do it in a different day. But as long as you have it in your diary and it's scheduled and it's your routine. I don't think that necessarily a routine has to be the same thing every day, but a routine is something that over the month you can go, right, I had the same things going on with these days, and maybe a different day this was happening, right? But create the routine that works for you over the month. So that's your first piece of homework, is looking over the whole month, right? Whatever month we are in right now, let's look over that and take a look at where is the gaps in your calendar, in your diary, where you're going to work out, and add it in. It sounds so simple, but if we don't write it down or if we don't schedule it, it doesn't happen, right? So take a look at your whole calendar, your whole month, right? Whichever month that we're in. And I want you to add in all of those areas where you're going to do your workout and have some consistency. So it's not like every single day you're working out at a different time. It's just a few of those days, right? So a few of those days you are working out at 2 o'clock. Sometimes you're working out at 10, but over the week we can see some kind of relationship, some correlation. So create the schedule for the month, right? And have that locked in. When are you gonna do your workout? And then when are you gonna have your fun going out for dinner meals? And when are you gonna eat healthy? I really noticed last week I went out 3 times in a row for dinner. Now, I don't normally eat out that many times in a week. Maybe it's 1. But after 3 days, my body was feeling it. Because when I go out to eat, I pick whatever I want. That's my time to be like, yep, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want, whenever I want. You know, I enjoy it. I have alcoholic drinks, I'll have a dessert. And so I was like, wow, 3 times in a row, I'm doing this. And my body could feel it. So I just got to look at my schedule and be like, yeah, you know what? Either I don't go out for 3 dinners in a row, or I'm like a little bit more conservative with what I'm eating on one of those days when I go out for dinner. Okay, so it's still learning and growing, but get that into your schedule. When are you going to have the fun and go out for dinner? And when are you going to be really locked into your nutrition plan? When can you meal prep? When can you do your order on Instacart, or whether you're getting your groceries from? When are you going to go out and get your snacks? Actually put that in your diary, and it won't feel like this really big deal, like, oh my goodness, I got to get motivated to work out, I got to get motivated to eat healthy. No, it just becomes part of your routine. And when things become part of your routine, it becomes a habit. And guess what? That's called discipline, right? That's called self-discipline, is when you put it in your diary and you follow through because you have that integrity. All right, so that's my first point. We gotta know when to celebrate. If you are looking to lose 20 pounds, after 5 pounds, give yourself a celebration. Whether it's just dancing around the house, whether it's going out for dinner in your favorite place, maybe it's getting a new pair of yoga pants. We have to celebrate and say, oh my goodness, we're recognizing that we have done something great. And the reason that we do that is it's going to build more self-discipline because we have a reason to do it. We get excited. It's like, well, I'm not just doing this for whatever. There is a goal. And then you're going to get more discipline to lose that next 5 pounds and to do another 5 pounds. Or maybe you're trying to grow your glutes and you celebrate by getting, this new, booty shorts or whatever it is. And you're like, oh my goodness, now I'm even more motivated because when I put on another 5 pounds of lean muscle, I'm going to get this outfit, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go to this experience. And what that does is it sends signals in our brain that we get rewarded for when we've achieved things. So again, it links back to motivation. I really think that there is a big thing between the motivation and then not needing to feel motivated anymore because you have that self-discipline. For me, with my food and nutrition, it's just what I do because I know how it makes me feel when I eat healthy, and it's just part of my routine. So it's become a discipline. I don't even feel like it's a discipline anymore. I just feel like it's my routine. It's part of who Rebecca Louise is. It's just part of what I do. So instead of thinking, oh my goodness, I've got to be so self-disciplined, think about just adding fun things into your routine and celebrating that success, and you're going to find that you're going to be more motivated to keep on going. All right, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. If you have messed up or you've skipped a workout, right, let's just learn from it. Let's just learn from how that feels. I've been like, I just didn't really want to do it. I just didn't really feel like it that day. No problem. Ask yourself, did you just not feel like it, or was your body really telling you to slow down? Because that's 2 different things. And sometimes, even if you're trying to slow down, we got to recognize our body and how it feels. So give yourself grace when you have not shown up for your workout, right? When you haven't done your meal planning, just take a deep breath and be like, okay, it's no problem, but how does that make me feel? How does that make me feel? And I'm gonna change that because it doesn't feel good when I skip my workouts. It doesn't feel good when I skip, prepping for my meal plans, right? It doesn't make me feel good. So give yourself grace and just acknowledge how that made you feel rather than beating yourself up or getting angry at yourself. It's like, all right, no problem. Now let's try and move forward from this. And look, we're always going to make more mistakes. We're always going to slip up. It's just part of being human. So you are no different. Just because you kind of slipped up like a little bit, it's absolutely okay. All right. And then lastly, think about something you can actually stick to. Like, what will you actually be disciplined for? I know for me, if I have got to measure my macros and count all my food and it's super rigid, I know I do not want the discipline to do it because it's not something that I want to do forever. I like a lifestyle choice that I can actually maintain. And that's why I love our nutrition plan. Like, it's simple, it's easy, it's not focused on like calories, it's focused on protein and getting your body the right nutrition. And that's what I've always found is that over the last 8 years, 2013 is when I started on my nutrition plan, I was able to stick to it. And if you can't stick to something, it's going to be really hard for you to get that self-discipline. I mean something that you can stick to forever, not something just short term, because we want to create a healthy lifestyle forever, right? Going into your 50s and your 60s and your 70s, right? What are you going to be able to do when you are that age that you can do right now? Because if you are changing, dieting this, one time you're doing this and the other time you're doing this, you might be able to be motivated and stick to it and be disciplined. But after a while, you're gonna be like, this isn't something that I can maintain for the rest of my life. So think about something that you can stick to. Again, that's the same with workouts. If you're doing workouts that you think that are gonna get you results, but you do not like doing, and you're just like, this is the worst, you're not gonna be motivated to do it and you're never gonna have that discipline. So find what you love, find a plan that is healthy that you can do long term. And then why? Why are you doing this? It always brings us back to this question of why do we do something? Why do we want to be disciplined? Why do we want to have that motivation, right? Think about it. Is it because you want to be a role model? Is it because you want to have a healthy life? Is it because you want to treat your body with the best in nutrition and you want to move your body because it's good for your joints and your heart, right? Think about that when you don't feel like I really want to do something and you're in that phase of building that discipline. And you will build that discipline. Discipline is the muscle inside of your brain that just makes you go do something. You don't have to actually psych yourself up and get ready and feel like motivated and watch a podcast to get motivated or a video. It's just something that's inside of you, and that comes from doing. It comes from doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until that muscle memory is inside. Like, you guys don't forget to brush your teeth, right? You don't forget to do that. You don't forget to do, certain things that are just ingrained into your body from an early age. So we're just waking up a new muscle and we're waking up that discipline. So building that self-discipline comes from routine. It comes from giving yourself grace when you make a little mistake and it's just a learning lesson. It comes from finding something that you can really stick to. And it comes from celebrating when you've had those successes. So there are my tips, and the biggest thing really, the biggest thing that I can say is that having a routine is what's going to build your self-discipline when it comes to fitness and nutrition. So get your diaries out, get your Google Calendar out, get all the things out and start to actually put the plan into action on paper. And then guess what? You just follow through. Whatever you said to do that day, that's what you do. And that's how you're going to create that self-discipline. And it's just going to become part of your life. All right. Well, if you're still like, oh my goodness, I need some more help with this. How does this work? Again, that's something so massive in the Inner Transformation Program. If you're like, I'm just looking to break through some barriers and I want to set some goals, but I don't even know what goals to set and I don't even know how to crush my goals, that's exactly what we do in the 4-week Inner Transformation Program. And after those 4 weeks, oh my goodness, everybody has a huge shift. Even if they think it's a small shift, it makes a massive shift in their life. So I'm so excited for it. It's going to be unbelievable. It's like one one of my favorite programs that I do because we get such crazy results from it. So head on over to RebeccaLouiseCoaching.com. Get your spot. It's going to be life-changing. You will be a different person after those 4 weeks, and you're going to watch back at this and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how much I've changed and how different I am just from doing the 4-week inner transformation program. So thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I hope this helped you today and you took at least one thing away. Share this with somebody if they are struggling to find a routine, or if they're struggling with their self-discipline, and you get to be that hero in someone's life today. Thank you guys. I love you so much, and I can't wait for those of you who are starting the 4-week inner transformation program. I'll see you guys next week. Bye everyone. Mwah.